So before we get it, because I'm raring to get Geechee Ya into this conversation. But before we do, Shane, I want to have a conversation with you as a former Special Forces Marine, because the Hill just reported just hours ago that U.S. troops, Marines, 500 Marines are, quote, prepared to deploy to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Now, that shook me because the deployment of the National Guard is one thing, horrific as it is, but U.S. Marines is something entirely different. So, as a lawyer, I know about the Insurrection Act, and we can talk about that really quickly because it is a line in the sand. It's almost like crossing the Rubicon for a U.S. president to deploy federal troops domestically. In fact, the only time they can do it is specifically under the Insurrection Act,
That's right.
and that's very tightly controlled. So, Shane, as a Marine yourself, as a Special Forces Marine, I just want to ask you, like, I'm fucking terrified when I hear this. Should I be?
To a point, yeah. I mean, this is one of the things that I said in the beginning of the Trump administration that if X, Y, and Z happens, it's time to rethink our own safety and what we're actually doing here. And this was the first one with the National Guard. Now, when the title of the article said that there were, what they say, 500 Marines prepared to deploy to LA from the Northern Command. Now, most people don't know this, but the President of the United States has the ability to send anywhere between 300 to 500 Marines, Special Forces, anywhere in the world without congressional approval. They work alongside the CIA, Interpol, and the other conglomerates of intelligence across the globe. But whether or not they heed that call, I don't know. I don't know. I can say that if they do, I don't imagine they will be in any sense aggressive.
Well, I
If
hope
they
you're
were,
right because
if
I
he
got to
were
say
sending,
this.
I would be more afraid if they said we're going to send 1,500 troops from the Army of First Cavalry or something like that. I would be more terrified by that. If they're talking about sending in the Marines, the one thing about the Marine Corps over the rest of the armed forces of the United States is they're more heavily trained, more prepared for this. I don't want to say this kind of thing because there's not really this kind of thing, but they're going to keep their wits about them. You know what I mean?